What's the hardest choice you've ever had to make to keep someone safe? I was 23 when my boyfriend proposed to me, and unfortunately the first person I told was my younger sister Alice. Up to this point we were really close. She was bubbly and sweet, her cheeks filled with freckles, always down to give you a hug. There was just one thing we never talked about, our father. You see, I figured out pretty quickly that my dad wanted one of us to be his favorite daughter, because he was always looking for one to bring out in public, to plaster all over his social media. And at first, it was me. I was the golden child, the one my grandparents would come over and dote on. So when Alice turned 4, and my dad would come home angry, which was almost every day, all of it would be directed at her. This only lasted a day though, because the next day, I did what I now like to think of as the burrito. I wrapped my arms around Alice and took the brunt of the force. That time it was so bad that it actually left me with permanent marks, which meant he was forced to make Alice the new golden child, which is exactly what I wanted. And I did everything I could to hide my pain. So now, Alice thinks our dad is this amazing man who has sacrificed so much for his family. She still has no idea what he did to me the second I hit puberty. So when I told her about the proposal, guess what her initial reaction was? Yay! Let's invite daddy, he's gonna be so happy. She said it with such a bright smile that it broke my heart. So I just pretended like I didn't hear her and switched topics, because even if I wanted to invite him, I couldn't. There was no way my fiancé Tommy would be able to face him without laying hands on him. Me and Alice started spending a lot more time together after that. My fiancé had just gotten a promotion at his job, so she was the only person who would help me plan. And not just the fun parts like the dress shopping and picking the venue. She helped me with every nitty-gritty detail, down to the types of decorative flowers and colors of the napkins. One day, after a particularly hefty week of party planning, we decided to have a girls' night in. We went all out. White wine, the most unhealthy food we could find on DoorDash, chocolate-covered strawberries, and the Disney movie Tangled. And I guess it is true that nothing good happens after 2 a.m., because that's when she brought up our dad again. I really wish you'd make more of an effort to spend time with him, Gertrude. He really loves you, you know. Her words sent goosebumps up my arms. I even had to hold back a shiver. Can we please not talk about this right now? No. Her voice was stubborn, and I knew she wouldn't let it go until I gave her at least some sort of context as to why I effing hated him. Alice, do you remember my 14th birthday? Oh my gosh, yes, it was so fun. The way she lit up so easily always made me smile. Do you remember when he told everyone to leave because he wanted to have a special daddy-daughter dance with me? She nodded enthusiastically. Yes, and you were so tired after that you couldn't walk properly. She stopped herself mid-sentence. I didn't say anything else. I never wanted her to know. I just wanted her to stop mentioning that effing man around me anymore. For the rest of the night, we just sat in silence as we watched the movie, but I could tell it was on her mind, because the whole time her eyebrows were furrowed and she was staring at the window instead of the television screen. Plus, it's not like I was watching either. I was too busy wondering if I let my mouth speak too much, if I was a bad sister. Over the next few days, Alice was non-stop asking questions about our childhood. So after discussing it with my fiancé Tommy, and thinking about it long and hard, I realized something. Alice was 21, and I couldn't hide the truth from her forever. So I told her I'd answer all her questions until I got married, because I needed to leave the past behind. Turns out she had completely forgotten the memory of me doing the burrito. Probably as a trauma response, but once I reminded her, I think everything finally clicked, because she asked if she could stay with me instead of our father, and every night I'd catch her under the covers crying, and whenever I walked in, she would apologize. I'm sorry for not knowing. I'm sorry for not thanking you sooner. I always tried to interrupt her and remind her that through it all, I just wanted her to be happy. This always made her smile, which in turn made me smile too. Then came the day of my wedding. My dress was long and white, doused with lace. I remember actually feeling so pretty, so strong, and Alice was so proud to be the one to walk me down the aisle. But when I got to the end, my heart was ripped out of my chest, because in the corner of my eye I spotted my father smirking. Alice ran over and lunged at him for a hug. I knew you'd make it, Daddy. I felt bile begin to rise in my throat. Just give him a chance, Gertrude, she yelled unashamedly. The rest of the full video is on my channel.